what Ofgem is doing about it by setting out a 5-year program to transform local energy grids and boost grid capacity, customer service, and resilience. Ofgem, the UK's energy regulator, has recently announced a landmark 5-year program to deliver reliable, sustainable energy at the lowest cost to consumers. This program, known as our IOED2, covers the period from 2023 to 2028 and sets out the framework and the revenue that each of Britain's 14 distribution network operators, DNOs, can earn from charges on consumers' energy bills. The main goal of this program is to transform local energy grids to support the transition to a cleaner, affordable, homegrown low-carbon energy system. This means that the DNOs will have to invest in boosting grid capacity, improving customer service and resilience to prevent power outages, and preparing the way for increases in the generation of cheaper, greener, homegrown energy. One of the key drivers of this transformation is the need to move away from importing fossil fuels and relying on expensive and volatile gas prices. Instead, Ofgem wants to encourage more renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and wave power, which are cheaper and more secure. These sources require changes in the way energy is used and stored, such as smart meters, batteries, and demand response technologies. Another driver is the growing demand for electricity as more products become reliant on it, such as electric vehicles, EVs, and heat pumps. These products can help reduce carbon emissions and save money for consumers if they are connected to a smart and flexible grid that can balance supply and demand. Ofgem has carefully considered all the work that will be required and set the budget for the networks accordingly. The good news is that consumers will not see any additional costs as a result of this investment, as efficiency savings and reduced investor returns will deliver the cash needed. In fact, most consumers could see a small drop in costs related to network charges. Ofgem expects the DNOs to provide more benefits by lowering returns to investors and driving more efficiencies within their companies. The DNOs will also have to meet high standards of service for all customers, especially vulnerable and low-income households, who should not miss out on the benefits of a net-zero energy system. In summary, Ofgem's 5-year program is a critical step towards building sustainable and affordable regional energy grids that can support a low-carbon, cheaper future for the UK. How consumers can benefit from a more secure, reliable, and affordable low-carbon energy system that supports innovation, flexibility, and engagement. The UK has set an ambitious target of reaching net-zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. This means that we need to drastically reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and increase our use of renewable and low-carbon sources of energy. But how can we do this without compromising the security, reliability, and affordability of our energy system? And how can we ensure that consumers are at the heart of this transition? One of the key challenges we face is grid connection. Grid connection is the process of connecting new sources of electricity generation to the existing network. It is essential for enabling more renewable and low-carbon projects to come online and contribute to our decarbonization goals. However, grid connection can also be a major bottleneck for these projects, as they often face long delays and high costs due to the limited capacity and complexity of the network. According to current news, many low-carbon assets are facing delays of 5 to 10 years or more to connect to the grid, which can jeopardize their viability and discourage further investment. This also means that we are missing out on the potential benefits of these projects, such as reducing our dependence on imported gas, lowering our carbon footprint, creating jobs, and stimulating innovation. To address this issue, Ofgem, the regulator for gas and electricity markets in Great Britain, has launched a decarbonization action plan that outlines its vision and actions for transforming the energy system to support net zero. One of the key actions in this plan is to enable a more efficient, and flexible grid connection process that can accommodate more renewable and low-carbon projects without compromising network security and reliability. Ofgem has also set out a landmark 5-year program for building sustainable and affordable regional energy grids that can support a low-carbon future. This program will boost grid capacity, improve customer service and resilience to prevent power outages, and prepare the way for increases in the generation of cheaper, greener, homegrown energy. But how will these actions benefit consumers? Firstly, by enabling more renewable and low-carbon projects to connect to the grid more quickly and efficiently, Ofgem will help to bring down the costs of these projects and pass on the savings to consumers through lower bills in the long term. Secondly, by creating a more secure and reliable electricity network that is less at risk of power cuts, Ofgem will ensure that consumers have access to a high-quality service that meets their needs. Thirdly, by supporting innovation, flexibility, and engagement in the energy system, Ofgem will empower consumers to take more control over their energy use and benefit from new technologies and opportunities. For example, Ofgem will facilitate better data and more regularly updated prices for peak and off-peak demand, which will enable consumers to use smart devices and appliances that can draw energy from the grid at cheaper rates when demand is low or it's sunny and windy. This will help consumers to save money, balance out power use, and reduce their carbon emissions. Ofgem will also provide support and guidance for vulnerable and low-income households to ensure that no one misses out on the benefits of a net-zero energy system. In summary, Ofgem's actions for improving grid connection and transforming regional energy grids will help consumers to benefit from a more secure, reliable, and affordable low-carbon energy system that supports innovation, flexibility, and engagement. By doing so, Ofgem will play a vital role in enabling the UK to achieve its net zero target by 2050.